Welcome back to listeners and viewers at home to the Grand Northen Ukulele Festival. You join us stage right of the courtyard stage. You may detect in my voice a slightly hushed tone as people to my left are enjoying quiet chats. Drinks are being taken. There's about 15 or so tables out here, Jake, would you say?
I haven't had the opportunity to count them yet, Jack, but I would concur that there are at least over 10 tables. Not all of them full, but some tables just a small amount of ukulele playing, just quietly, maybe a little bit of chatter.
Well, let's take the listeners at home through the full picture. Starting on the far corner as I'm looking, there seems to be a table of two. Gentleman with a hat, and is that a thermos flask on the table there? No, it's a drinking bottle. And someone on their own with another water bottle, appearing to be making notes, perhaps planning their activity in the brochure. Then there's an empty table with some bikes resting up it. A couple here wearing hats and strumming quietly on a couple of ukuleles. And another table where there are two gentlemen, also hats very prominent today. A drink with a bright fluorescent glasses case. Then there's a large table of, is that 4 people at that time?
Yes, I think it'll be 4 people. I can't get a good look at the moment. Got some lilies, or whether they're just indeed enjoying a drink in the sunshine.
Yes, I could see that there's at least one there.
Yeah, that's right. And just to the right of the courtyard, younger ladies. The traffic so far, as we've noticed, older, but there are definitely 2 ukulele cases. I'm hoping they're full of ukulele rather than the gangster type material. Jack.
People just tuning in will not be aware we speculated that this festival might be the perfect colour for the mafioso hitman, but hopefully so far the ukulele cases appear to own ukuleles, and just to complete the roundup, there's 2 more tables to my left, some occupants, one with a nearly full beer on the go and one with a nearly empty beer on a text or something, perhaps to someone at the bar to send him another drink as that one finishes. Photographer right in front of us.
Perhaps sending texts about this for playlists to play this taking place over the weekend. Just wondering what type of song do you think is high up on the list of the player, as we were told is the correct term?
That's right. You won't hear us saying ukulelist anymore.
Oh, ukuleleist, obviously that's not an easy. Doesn't trip off the tongue.
It doesn't. To answer your question, Jake, you know full well, as we discussed on the drive up here, that my taste in music is limited to things I listen to in one after, and I feel like I don't need to know any more. And so if it's
so sadly, that excludes you from Over the Rainbow, that great tune from The Wizard of Oz film.
Bit of it.
Proved your point there, Jack. Perhaps I might just take this opportunity, Jack. I might just take this opportunity to visit a few of the tables off mic and see whether how many of the people in the courtyard do actually know the Over the Rainbow.
Very good, Jake. Yes, shall I take your mic while you go and do that? Jake will now do a recce of the data on hand. He goes round now to those aforementioned solo tables first. As the commentators are proud to bring you all the action, whichever event it is we are sent to describe and as the viewers can see it. The banner behind me says the Great Northern Ukulele Festival. This is its 10th iteration, and All performance data is now being gathered by Jake, as he's actually still caught on the first table that he spoke to. So at the moment, we only have a sample of one for understanding how many people here are likely to know the chords to Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and just also speculate some of those other might be talking about. There's a new table of people over in the far corner. Previously, those are still there, but now the table one appears to have a video with an earpiece, so perhaps a member of staff here at the theatre, an usher or front of house. One of the other people there is holding a pen. It does to all of them. Two of them are holding a pen, so it does look to some sort of meeting associated with the theatre. As two more people wearing voices and microphones, radios, sit up to a number of 5, and now they lean in to our points of order for the front of house here at the theatre. I think I'm safe in assuming they're house managers, front of house team. The no uniform. It's they do look to be in that sort of smart, casual attire that gives them authority that front of house people need. They've seemed to have just stopped their meeting, briefly around, so I'll move on to the table next to them, as we have two people, ukuleles in their lap. Too much strumming. Oh no! Commentators curse again as the gentleman there picks up his ukulele and begins to strum, opting to strum rather than can't see from this angle what chord he might be playing. Not that my knowledge of chords is all that comprehensive, but certainly gentle from him. He knows what he's doing, and coming out of the two people coming out of the bar. No is, as far as I can see, a side carrying sort of red sort of oh, and it is a ukulele on the back there with a high-vis sort of kit fob on the zip. Much was made earlier, if you were listening earlier, about how important it will be to find a ukulele bag in the dark. Some people we've opted for zip options, and that person was no different there, with quite a substantial sort of glow-in-the-dark uranium beam. And no need to break the glass. Here, who is carrying a very splendid ukulele bag on his back. Just one shot, casual. Got some sort of floral pattern, black and white pattern down just the sides of the. Very, very tasteful, as they really did make an entrance there, the two of them. But they went straight through. We've had a little recce of the courtyard. No friends here that they're looking specifically, so they've opted to go inside, perhaps to find some shade, some air-conditioned atmosphere, or perhaps just spend a penny. Speculation at this stage. Jake has made his way to the front of house team table. The friends has collected the data on whether any of them know the chords to Somewhere. I'm not sure how many chords there are in Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Perhaps someone in the office could Google that and get a sense of what sort of numbers we might be dealing with by the time Jake gets back. Quick look at the courthouse stage just to see if anything has quite see But it seems to be unoccupied, so nothing to report from there. Someone comes down the steep steps from the bar carrying a full pint of beer. No drinks, like expert pint carrying. That's a job that gentleman has done before. Looks to me beer, possibly some. Not sure. It's I'm here. No news on the brand, but we are not our channels anyway, so we'll keep it just as beer. I think that's all we need to know. Looks like free though, as it's being shared around. Well, the cost crisis really taking hold here at the festival, but important to stay hydrated in this hot weather. There's a group of people over there beginning to pack their mirror. They finished their practice and they're off to join a class, play a gig. There's some ruffling of a rucksack. This the gentleman there with a ukulele in a normal rucksack with just the pegs, the tuning pegs sticking out of the rucksack, completely exposed to the elements. So hopefully the weather will remain dry. There's no forecast, although there are clouds now, which has been a bit of a novelty over the last few days. I'm hearing in my ear there are a total of 7 chords in Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Thank you very much to Sandra in the office for that. So we essentially Jake Peter out of 7. It's just as soon as he comes back, and by my reckoning he's got one more table to check with, as the people who were packing their just a moment ago are about to play hard. There are 3 of them, but there are 4 ukuleles, one in a slightly triangular bag and one in a rucksack. So that's lovely to see. Now, Jake, the viewers at home can see on the YouTube channel that Jake has joined me, complete with he was able to do. While you were away, Jake, we discovered that Somewhere Over the Rainbow has a total of 7 chords. So whatever data you've collected is out of 7.
Well, Jack, I'm slightly amazed to report, actually, that out of a potential 30 people in the courtyard currently, most of whom are indeed ukulele players, not one of them reported being able to play Over the Rainbow, or indeed know the chords. One gentleman offered to look it up on his mobile device. The reason, Jack, that I was hoping to find some Rainbow players wasn't just because it would have been a lovely tune to hear, obviously, but as I'm told, it's one of the most popular ukulele tunes to be learned. But perhaps of Northern Ukulele Festival, you might say.
Yeah. Old ukulele census and much more hip and happening. Of course, the Wizard of Oz turned into a musical in the 30s, was it, Jake? Obviously the advent of colour film production, something like that, 40s perhaps, is 2 more people stride in with what can only be described as sophisticated pieces, jam-packed full of plectrums and capos and all sorts of paraphernalia, one can only assume. It does seem to be
absolutely. It's a larger case as well, which can only to the possibility of it being a baritone ukulele, some of the largest instrument in the canon, I believe. Lower, perhaps will be by somebody later. I would like to look inside some of these cases at least. We, of course, did earlier meet a lady who was on her way here who was in possession of a piccolo ukulele, or a...
I'm afraid, Jake, I wasn't quite paying. I noticed it was pink. That's about as far as I got with remember about that the ukulele.
That's right, but ukuleles, of course, but this one was absolutely minuscule. As a gentleman takes picnic bench. He's actually using a neck support ukulele, which I believe possibly it does make it certainly much easier to play that on the move. What he's now, he's on the move, taking a look at this fine venue that we're in. This fine, is it Edwardian? Is it Victorian? There is a date up there, Jack. I'm pretty useless with my Roman numerals, but I've got a feeling that's 18.
The MD X
19. I'm going to. Of course, here the Lawrence Batley Theatre.
It's interesting. The going back to the shoulder strap. Of course, you rightly point out that it's in the. Might think, well, it's not. Why would you need the extra support? But it is about traction rather than weight distribution.
That's what somebody of my my fumble hands would know that. Such a small object that needs such finesse in the fingers is going to need some support around the neck just to make sure it doesn't fly out as you're pulling off some kind of Jimi Hendrix ukulele number.
Yes, I'm just that the Roman numerals MDCCC XIX are in fact 1819. Was that what you said?
No,
we were close enough for jazz.
It was that.
Yeah, 1819 is the Roman numeral in question. So you can write that date any time you like. So it's not a confirmation that that's the age. We can assume it's that. As Pete
lifts her sunglasses above her eyes just to get a little. We do suffer from the cold slightly. Yeah. We could do with a few more. All of those things. You seem to. And if I don't mind saying, madam, you don't sound like you're from the of Yorkshire. And where might you be from? Coaster. And lovely. Would that be yours, madam? This is your the gentleman you're with. Yeah.
For the viewer at home, this is the table who are currently sharing 1 pint of beer between the three of them. Yeah. Obviously a San Franciscan traditional way of sharing beer, as the case is opened out to expose a packet full of music and lyrics, and the
quite
ukulele
an unusual ukulele has just come out of the bag. It's, as I'm told, it's from Tahoe, a US ukulele, which doesn't follow the same pattern of the figure of 8 pattern that you would see on normal stringed instruments such as the guitar or perhaps the cello or double bass, but it's more of a, what would you call that? It's not an oblong. It's
got rounded corners. Lozenges.
A lozenge-shaped ukulele, and another gentleman's just joined us here who's hoping to share what can a Gibson style shape to his guitar, more of a sort of semi-acoustic, semi-tricking.
Jake's onto something.
I'm quite shocked that I've got this amount of knowledge, to be honest. Obviously, we're normally sporting events or the like, but it's wonderful to find ourselves here at the great Grand Northen Ukulele Festival. This gentleman's. I'm just going to have a quick word
I'll take that off you, Jake. Just taking the mic and putting it down. Just gone for a little chat. Things winding down here, I think, at the theatre as the 4 o'clock deadline closes. But Jake is bringing back the gentleman with the Gibson style ukulele, and I think is going to try and perhaps give us a little demo. Not sure our mics, but if they do, we'll bring it to you, and if they don't, then one of us will describe every single note to you. We might not get to correct letters involved for the tune, but actually, as it happens, Jake's just coming over now with the person in question. So, what have you found out, Jake?
So, Jack, I've got Doug here with us. If you'd like to just come into picture, Doug. Doug's got a beautiful instrument here, which does have some kind of electric mode, which I've never come across the like on a ukulele myself. To give us a quick. So if I'll take the mic and play.
I'll describe it if it doesn't pick it up.
Excellent.
But yes,
let's give that a try.
Oh, I don't want to get into copyright trouble.
There is
we
no more than that in case the lawyers come in for PRS and copyright issues.
Other tunes are available. But thanks, Doug, and obviously, shirt for those of you who aren't joining us on YouTube. Choose Uke. Doug is wearing a beautiful take on the Choose Life T-shirts of the 90s, sported by George Michael and the like. Fantastic to have you with us, Doug.
Thank you, Doug.
Thanks for joining us. You're very welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Doug. For those of you just listening at home, Doug's ukulele was bright orange with a black neck, and I noticed that it had Enya's signature.
I picked up on, and also I would suggest not in keep altogether with electric stroke acoustic vibe of the shape guitar to pull off the famous Irish songstress. Perhaps it was indeed Enya's own guitar.
Perhaps it was the very one she composed "Sail Away" on, and the rest of Orinoco.
We can only.
It's just speculation at this stage. There's a whole new table of people taken up position on a table there. There's 4 of them. It's the aforementioned person who came in with the floral. That's now on the edge of the bench as a bottle of Diet Coke and a pint of beer and another soft drink. I think in a smaller container is being imbibed. Things might be winding down here as well, Jake. I noticed that we're past the 4 o'clock deadline that we were told the theatre might be closing. Although the doors are wide open and people are going, and the bar is still taking orders by the looks of things. That last order of drinks on that table with the Diet Coke, etc., is still there.
I'm wondering, Jack, we were slightly interrupted by Doug and his willingness to play us some of his wonderful tunes when our friends from the website were sharing their rather peculiarly shaped instrument. I'm wondering if we can perhaps take a quick.
Well, I mean, yes, if they're available for a chat and you'd like to go, I'm take the reins and distance while you gather some more information as Jake leaves his microphone in my capable hands and saunters over to the San Francisco table with the lozenge-shaped Tahoe built ukulele. Tahoe, of course, big lake on the Californian-Nevada borders, so interesting to see perhaps a very culturally specific piece of music taken out of the case once again as the plastic wallet of lyrics and music is taken, moved to one side so that the ukulele can be taken out. This lozenge-shaped rounded corners, slightly thinner at the neck end, is at the bottom end, but still in a kind of squarish format. My vantage point that there is just a little bit of of it now, so Jake being treated to quite the show as plucks are dancing their way across this increasingly shady courtyard on this very warm day, and looks like Jake's persuaded our San Franciscan friend to bring his home on YouTube. We will be able to see the lozenge shape in action as and Jake his mic. Jake,
well,
tell us
Jack,
everything.
Yeah, Jack. We're joined. If you'd like to just come on screen, Brian's west coast of the US and is a regular visitor to the festival. If I'm right.
This is about my sixth ukulele festival here at Huddersfield, and before that, I used to come to the one. I guess it was the Great Ukulele Festival.
An old pro and a stalwart of the ukulele festivals, which is described as the east of the Mississippi. Am I right in saying?
Yeah, east of the Mississippi, we have a lot of ukulele festivals west of the Mississippi we've been to, and they're quite nice. They are from, of course, California, Nevada's are really nice. And it's many of the different really good ukulele make the rounds. Yeah.
I bet a wonderful thing to see, I'm sure. And it's joined us all this way for the pond. Tell us a bit about the instrument that you have. You've got some peculiar kind of inscription, mostly helping you with the chords and the like.
Yeah. This ukulele was made by craftsmen up in Lake Tahoe, which is, at the high part of the Sierra Nevada mountains, by Tide Music. And so what they've done is they've actually put the notes and the chords and the circle effects. So if you ever get lost, and bottom here, if you ever lose your fingering, you can see on the bottom or on the side of the ukulele of the chords that you can use for knowing your songs, and forget a chord, you'd be able to look down here and maybe you'll find it.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's a beautiful ukulele, and it's in the endangered trees of California in the fires, but this one managed to survive. It's from I guess redwood trees and from sequoia. So I'm very proud of this.
Well, glad you've brought it all the way over. As Jack was pointing out earlier, not something to worry about buying feet for.
Are you asked to have it as extra baggage? It is also, what's amazing about a ukulele, it's small enough and it's really good in a bar fight. If you ever run into trouble. It's
You never need to use this. It's a beautiful instrument, and we'll just get a little treat of a listen here. Beautiful, Brian. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian. Learned a lot about Brian there. Very enthusiastic about his ukulele playing, of course. So not to be messed with in a bar fight, by all accounts. So good to meet him and see what a UPS van is just screeching to a halt outside the.
Obviously, in a great hurry, mounts the pavement in a not altogether. Clearly has a lot of work to be done, finishing up his Friday night round and heading back, I'm sure, Jack.
Yes, I'm told that UPS calculated such that they never have to turn right, or at least minimise the turning right. Minimised how for oncoming. Jake, so I'm going to stop delivery logistics and look out over the shady courtyard.
Just hard. Some people perhaps considering playing over the weekend, whether they'll remember words to song canon of the ukulele player. One which we were about earlier, of course, Over the Rainbow, which seemingly, despite it famously being a very well-known ukulele tune, not a single person in the courtyard actually knowing what the chords were for Over the Rainbow, which is mildly disappointing to have a little rendition. There's a just walking in with his hard case and a night bag on the back, looking for friends, family perhaps. Of course, a small family pass on the streets earlier, Jack. I'm hoping to see if there's any more family players.
Yes.
Almost akin perhaps to the Von Trapp singers. So
Yes, that would be lovely to see. The we saw on. If we move to them, they move to us. The man there with the hard case there, Jake, I think was the bucking the trend. So the regular long-time listener will know that we've seen before walking north when everyone else was walking east and west.
You're right,
now
Jack.
He's had a little walk through the courtyard and actually to go to the parish, which is the next venue along from here. While arriving here, there's someone with two ukuleles on their back, both in a red case.
Yeah, there looks quite a new case as well, Jack. Slightly larger, so I would suggest, could it be a baritone? It is a baritone in the larger case. Words escape me for the moment as to the other three, but someone will fill me in on that.
Yes.
Hoping for some ukulele experts.
Well, we may have forgotten different types of ukuleles already, so early day's work getting on the ukulele festival, but we are, of course, in the right place to be reminded of those facts. No one standing up just at the moment to put right on so that moment to come, as I'm sure it will.
So just a word, Jack, if you wouldn't mind, on this hot spell we've been having. Would you, in your vast and extensive knowledge of ukulele playing, would you say that might perhaps be of some difficulty for the tuning, perhaps?
Well, yes, I know that cold weather can be a problem for tuning, and wet weather can be a problem for the integrity of a string. There
does seem to be at least no chance of rain. So outdoor ukuleleing is obviously going to be high on the agenda over the weekend. Hopefully,
that's right.
Not checked the weather, but hopefully some of the brilliant outdoor events that have been planned over the course of the weekend will be unaffected by adverse weather.
Yes, of course, the very, very technical might have some thoughts on what to do. High pressure system we're experiencing at the moment will require slightly different turns of the pegs than if the weather was in a low pressure system, but I think we're really talking around the minutiae of the problem for the ukulele player.
Yes, Jack, as I understand it, Theo might be able to speak to somebody more knowledgeable about it in the over the course of the evening, but as I understand it, the ukulele strings are plastic or of plastic origin. I'm not convinced that they ever go
the right place to find that out, to put us right as they ended. Most of that contingent scurried back into the bar area and the box office area. Just to update listeners that the UPS van is still parked half on the pavement, half on the road. That delivery not yet completed, but we'll bring you news of any developments there as soon as it happens. And the shadow now on this creeping almost over the half position in the shadow of
what could a 1970s municipal perhaps building, as I've just realised, it's the rear end of the Piazza Centre, a slightly Italian named shopping centre here in the centre here in Huddersfield. Of course, what seems to be the modern shopping centre that we were outside earlier, Jack, the Kingsway, perhaps superseding this quite lovely, quite startling design of the Piazza Centre.
Yes, post-brutalist, I would say, but casting a not unpleasant shadow over this otherwise sunny courtyard. Noticed while you were talking, Jake, 2 more people arrived with ukuleles. They've gone straight to the bar, as you would expect any good ukulele player to do. The ukuleles in question, one was held in a carry case by the strap, by the person's hand to one side. The other was a full 2-shouldered rucksack carry case, again stuffed full with extra paraphernalia. One can only speculate that must be things like neck straps, capos, tuning equipment and the like.
And another hush descends on the courtyard here at Lawrence Batley Theatre in anticipation of the rest of the weekend and all the wonderful music that's going to be taking place across the city centre here in Huddersfield, Jack.
Yes, I wonder if this is a opportune moment to think about relocating ourselves, Jake. We've previously stood in a central position for the town, doing an early commentary of the action from the city more generally. This is our first stint in a recognised venue, and we've met some lovely people. Brian, Doug, we've heard some ukuleles. We've seen some a real range of instrument as well. And as this lull endures here at the courtyard stage, it might be time to think about moving on to the next venue. The nearest one, Jake, is the parish, of course, but as the saying goes, Huddersfield is our oyster, so we're not beholden to go through the path of least resistance. We could go further afield if you like, but we'd probably have to consult your little book there to make a decision and relocate to one of the other places.
Yep,
sorry, I was just going to say the viewers at home may not be seeing pictures of us at the moment, but the technical assistants are trying to put that right as soon as possible. Oh, I think we're back on, so
here we are.
no need to panic.
That's right, Jack. Let's if we take a little look at our magic book that of course contains all the information for the whole weekend. Friday today being the first day in this marvellous festival, which we've, as we found out, casts a wide net, a worldwide net of interest for the ukulele player. We've already heard from some visitors from the west coast of America. We're very glad to have them with us. I've heard some voices which hinted at least at a mainland European origin. And who knows where the rest of the festival will take us, Jack?
Yes, just as you were talking there, Jake, I noticed up to my right on the 3rd floor, well, I suppose it depends whether you're using the American system or the British system, but the top floor, in the case of the building behind us, a little ripple of applause, Jake, through the open windows.
That's right, Jack. And we have been discussing with the festival organisers the possibility of